So guys, I want to welcome you back to the Getready2Reach Podcast. I am your host, Mike. No, I am not about to spit a rap verse. Yes, I am in my bathrobe. I know that. Yes, I know there are clothes behind me. I know that I have not actually washed my face today. But sometimes, like my friend Steve says, when you get a message, sometimes you just need to get in front of the camera and click play. So this is what I'm going to do. This message came to my spirit yesterday, January 13th. I know it's a day later. I'm just now getting around to recording it. But the subject matter is going to be, your thoughts are key. Stay tuned. So guys, let me set this up for you. As you watch these videos and as you go through some of the questions that I'm going to ask you, and you think about your thoughts, I want you to just take a moment to kind of really envision the words that I'm going to say. You know, I'm going to ask you some questions that are not too hard, but should definitely, make you think about where your life is going and the outlook you have. The goal of this is to simply either check and balance. I'm in line, I'm in control of my thoughts, or I'm not. And if you're not, I'm going to give you a few ways to change your course direction. If you are, I'm going to applaud you and say, hey, keep on going. So I'm going to try to keep this under 7 minutes. And if I'm not, it might be 10 minutes, but it'll be a good, well spent 10 minutes. Be right back. So guys, let me set this up a little bit. Once again, I want to welcome you to the Getready2Reach Podcast. I am your host, Mike. And yesterday, I'm driving. It's early in the morning. And this came to my spirit. And it was all about your thoughts. And I promise you, had I posted this, 10 days ago, I would not have had the same take. I wouldn't have had the same opinion. I wouldn't be experiencing the same thoughts or the same feelings. But the whole part of it is that your thoughts are key. Your thoughts are key to success, how you view things, how you do things, and what you see show up in your everyday life, okay? So the first question I'm going to ask is, what does it mean to think? Everyone knows the answer to that. What does it mean to watch your thoughts? That's a little bit different right there. Why are your thoughts so important in a time such as this? We are living in the age of deception to where everyone is worried about me. I'm a star. What do I get out of the deal? And no one's really worried about their thoughts. But this answer has been an important answer since the existence of time, since day one. The way you think will determine how long you sit in that pile of mess you're in. Let me repeat that. The way you think will determine how long you sit in that pile of mess you're in. The way you think will determine your ability to rise above anything. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he, and that is so true. Another passage says, be very careful about what you think. Your thoughts run your life. This too is true. But here's more questions for you. Are your thoughts running you in circles? Meaning, if you tell a story, if you sit down and analyze your thoughts and the things that come through your mind on a day-to-day basis, is that the same story? Are those the same thoughts? Are your thoughts running you? If you're thinking about bad things, are bad things showing up? If you're thinking about good things, are good things showing up or not? Are you running off emotion? Are you running off your wants and desires? Those are things that you need to reevaluate, you need to think about, and those are things that we're going to talk about in this podcast. Are your thoughts leading you towards your goals, or are they leading you towards the goals others have set for you? Here's an even deeper question. What if everything you thought about would instantly happen or appear? How would that change the way you think? If you instantly thought, poof, $1 million, $1 million shows up. If you instantly thought, I hate someone, I wish they died, poof, done. How would that change the way you think? How long would it take for the world to end with the way you think? How much stuff would you have just hanging around your house because of the way you think? Now, I brought this up because I had a meditation one day, and I'm sitting and I'm kind of upside down, floating like this, and I'm talking to an angel. And as the conversation went on, I said, hey, Why am I floating upside down and you're right side up? I want to be like you. And he kind of laughed because in this 5D world, he says everything is instant. You just think about it and poof. You don't have to build it. You don't have to materialize it. You don't have to use muscles, arms to, pull yourself up. None of that. You don't have gravity to worry about, nothing. You just think it, poof, there it is. So after a few short seconds, I just thought it, poof, and now I'm right side up. And he laughed at me, and I kind of laughed at myself too. And I said, so what do you do when you get new people here that, can't control their thoughts? And he said, well, we get them occasionally, and you'll see them, they'll have a big pile of junk around them because they're basically living out all their earthly desires from the 3D world. They are basically thinking everything that they want since they realize that they can have everything they want. And they realize that they can't move because they have all this stuff around them. They can't grow, they can't be, they can't hear. So then they think, I want all this to go away, and poof, they learned. We don't send them back. Once they get here, they're here. But the point is, they have to go through that process. So I thought about that, okay? And now we're going to go back to 3D land where you and I live. And we're going to talk more about your thoughts and your words. And I'm going to ask you, is your word your bond? Do you keep your word to others? And a more important question is, do you keep your word to yourself? When you say to yourself, I'm finally going to take that trip, or I'm going to hit the spa, I'm going to get a massage, I'm going to have a me day, I'm going to turn the phone off, do you actually do it? When you write that plan out for the day, when you put pen to paper, do you actually execute the plan? Or do you let guilt, do you let circumstance, do you let those around you convince that, hey, what you got going on is not as important as what I would like us to have going on? Are you living for, your spouse? Are you living for your job? Are you living for your family? If I told you that taking out time to manage, check, and recharge your thoughts will do more for those around you than pushing through that mental anguish that you have and trying to help them, would you believe me? It's true. It doesn't sound right, does it? It sounds like God always wants you to be helping others, which He does. That is the answer to that. He does want you to be helping others. He does want you to be furthering His plans to build the kingdom. But what I'm trying to say is that the Bible also says, guard your heart. It says to be careful of the way you think, and that He will give you rest if you come to Him. Sounds like to me He knew that the influence of other men and women would begin to wear on us. Speaking of influence, let's talk about influence now. If you close your eyes and you do this exercise at home, or don't do it while you're driving, but if you just close your eyes and you see yourself in a karate class with other students training under Master Mike, and after a period of time pass, you're going to expect to grow in skill, right? You'd also expect everyone in that class to fight with a similar style because they were all trained by the same master. 20 random people with no fighting experience subjected themselves to a class in order to train, and now they know fighting discipline. Well, this should be easy for you guys to imagine because you've seen it before. Some of you may have experienced it, and it's like this. Whatever you subject yourself to is what you'll become. If you subject yourself to a cooking class, you're going to become a cook. If you subject yourself to a sport, you're going to become a player. You may not be the best player, but you're going to become what you subject yourself to. So now I'm going to ask you again, what's influencing you? What's providing the gas for your fire? Is it the music you listen to? Is it the social sites you visit? Is it the job you hate or the spouse that you're trying to please? Is it the fear inside? Is it the love inside? And what do you plan to do about it? How do you plan to manage your thoughts? So, the whole point of this, now that we've unpackaged how we think determines how we go, is to provide ways that you can now go. So I like to call these personal action moments. And what they are is, it's one thing you can do to make personal action happen. Okay? These are moments that you plan out. You add them to your calendar, you add them to your schedule, and with this time you work on yourself. It is not time to just simply pamper yourself. It's time to reevaluate, recharge, and then rejoin the fight. I'm going to say that again. It is not just, I'm going to pamper myself time. It is time to reevaluate, recharge, and then rejoin. A spa day could definitely be an answer for this. A small purchase can be an answer for this. A day with God can be an answer for this. Going for a walk, going to the gym, all of these could be the answer to what I'm trying to get you to do, which is have a personal action moment. But the whole point is you have to reevaluate your thinking. You have to reevaluate how you think about what's going on, your situation. What is your outlook, and what are you doing to sabotage it or build it? Are the things that you want to see in life showing up? And if not, then why not? Are you the self-sabotager? This is what we mean by reevaluate. Asking yourself, what's your outlook on life? Where are you going? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? And how's that working for you? The first thing a coach says to a player, if you go back to the sports analogy, is, okay, if you're having a bad day, you're in a bad mood before you get to practice or you're in a game, the first thing the coach is going to do, he's going to call a timeout. He's going to tell you to get your head in the game. Because where your head is will determine where your body goes. It will determine how your body goes. So the first thing the coach is going to do is say, get your head in the game. He is not going to check for injury. He's not going to check how you feel emotionally. He's going to say, get your head in the game. And if you're your own coach, and if you're living by your feelings, if you're living by your physicality, that should let you know right there that, hey, my desires and wants change, my emotions go up and down, my feelings, my body hurts some days I feel good, but my thoughts need to be here 24/7. That's just a tip right there. So that's what you can do to kind of guide your thoughts, check where you are, check your compass. You can have a personal action moment to where I am going to take a moment for myself. I'm not going to let anybody distract me. I am not going to let anyone get me off guard. And it could be 5 minutes, it could be 5 hours. But the point is, you need to sit down with yourself, listen, think, and analyze where your ship is going. We all do it. I'm a victim of it as well, which is why I want to share this with you guys. We all self-sabotage. We all say things that we don't mean. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of that. But if you just said, when you describe yourself, I am a being of great power and great possibility. Imagine how that's going to feel. Like I said, 10 days ago, I wouldn't have had this outlook with all the things that are going on in the world, between Bible prophecy, between our economic system, between the things I went through in 2018. I would not have had this outlook in the world, and I just had to stop. I had to take a personal action moment, and I had to stop. I had to say, let me step away from all this and let me just analyze my thoughts, because you got to do something. As I tell my kids, you got to eat. That need is not going to go away. So once I started to do that, guess what happened? I started to see new things, and then I started to hear new things come into my spirit, and it totally changed my outlook. So my belief started to change. The things that I wanted to do, the things that I felt possible started to change. I believe we're coming into a time where our thoughts will dictate whether we can join the collective or not. The new collective is not going to be like the old collective, worrying about me. The new collective is going to be out here creating things, creating connections, and building stuff together the right way with the right thoughts. As you can look at our news right now, people are really tired of racism. They're tired of stupidity. They're tired of just being me dominated. So people want to make change, and I think this is a part of it. Our system, our 3D system, our way of doing things is passing, and we are coming into a new way of doing things, a new way of thinking, a new way of being, and it all starts with how you think. So with that being said, I hope you got something out of this. I try to give you some action points as far as understanding how you think is how you go. Understanding that you need to be careful about what you think about. Understand you need to guard your heart. I try to give you an action plan, which is to take time to plan personal action moments. Put that in your calendar. Don't just say I'm going to do it. Write it down. Schedule it so people know, hey, I've got 30 minutes booked out. I need to go do blah, blah, blah to check where I'm at. Not to get my head right. It's not going to do an action to make my head right, because then you become dependent on that action. But if you just say, I'm going to go anywhere to reevaluate where you are and how you think, and then write some things down. I like this, I like that. 3 to 5 things, not a list of 28. 3 to 5 things that you like, 3 things maybe that you don't like that you're going to change as of right now. And then track and see if that shows up, see if that changes your outlook on anything. Okay, so that was the point of this. If you